Well, good evening once more and welcome to the program. The death toll from the Chesagon landslide that occurred at the border of West Pokot and Elgeyo-Marakwet counties has risen to 15, with 22 people still missing. According to Rift Valley Regional Commissioner George Natembeya, 2 bodies were recovered Wednesday as well as a fetus during a search operation. The government has deployed KDF soldiers to search for the dozens of people missing.
Natembeya added that they are yet to find the mother who had only 1 week left to give birth. The situation has forced the state to deploy the Kenya Defence Forces to conduct the search for missing persons. Natembeya also said a multi-agency team comprising of officers from the National Disaster Operations Center and the Kenya Red Cross is also giving a hand in the search for missing persons. The team is also on Thursday expected to make a final determination on whether to continue with the operation or not. Natembeya lamented that the search operation has been made difficult because of high water levels, muddy and stony terrain, as well as heavy rainfall that continues to pound the area. However, he noted that the team on the ground will continue the search for the missing people for the rest of the day. Food distribution to affected families is also expected to begin from Thursday from house to house. The Kenya Meteorological Department has warned Kenyans to expect more rainfall throughout the week. So far, some areas have already reported massive destruction from landslides and floods that have been caused by the heavy rainfall. Apart from West Pokot and Elgeyo-Marakwet, some of these areas include Kericho, Busia, Lake Victoria, Nyando, among other areas. Busara Naman for Ebru TV.
Now, moving on, and still on the same, the largest retail market in Gilgil town faces closure after it was flooded, paralyzing operations and leaving a trail of destruction. This came as over 200 traders operating in the market located inside Gilgil Stadium expressed fears of a disease outbreak due to the ongoing rains and collapsed drainage system in the town.
The traders were incidentally relocated to the market by the county government 2 weeks ago as part of measures to fight the spread of COVID-19. The irate traders have vowed that they will not pay the daily fee to the county government until the flooding crisis is addressed. According to one of the traders, Dominic Wambua, accessing the market had become a major challenge for both the traders and customers.
Wauzaji wa mtumba hakuna mahali tunaweza tandika. Tungetaka tuondolewe hapa, tuende tuonyeshe mahali tunaweza tandika manguo zetu. Kwa maana mahali tulikuja ni kama tulikuja kutupwa. Wenye walitulete hapa walikuwa wanajua hii stadium maji huwa inajaa.
Another trader, Joseph Kimani, said that the stadium had been turned into a lake with foodstuff and other goods going to waste. He questioned the move to relocate them from the town center to the stadium, noting that their customers were avoiding the facility.
Wenye walikuwa natuleta hapa walikuwa najua kila kitu. Tuliambiwa tutatoshea hapa, na kama hatutatoshea hapa tutatosheleka tukiwa na mambo mengine. So tunaomba tuangaliwe na tujulikane tutapelekwa mahali gani.
Tumewaomba tu serikali yetu, jueni mambo yetu, mtutoe hapa na mtutoe haraka juu tutakufia hapa ndani. Baridi ya miguu, na uchafu ya chakula.
And in Naivasha, the ongoing rehabilitation of various roads and informal settlements has been thrown into disarray due to the ongoing rains. This came as various roads and drainage systems were washed away by the floods, paralyzing the World Bank project. According to Viwandani MCA Eric Gishuki, the most affected estates were County Council, Site and Kabati, where the World Bank project is ongoing.
Barabara hii ambapo tuko ambayo imepata mmomonyoko wa udongo ni barabara imekuwa ongoing. Kumekuwa na contractual works za kutengeneza hii barabara to bitumen standards, lakini changamoto tumekuwa nayo ni the amount of water ambayo inakuja katika hii barabara ni nyingi sana. Na pia the drainway ya hii barabara unapata kuna watu wamejenga next to the drainways. So kuna areas kama Mukuru ambapo tunafaa kuwa tuna divert maji, tunapata pia kuna watu wamejenga maeneo kama yale.
A trader, Simon Mwangi, said that the rains had affected transport along various roads in the town, with fears that more damages could be caused by the rains.
Hatujapata na mahali ya kuingilia kwa maprod. Sasa mvua imeshimbua ile mtaro na tumekosa tayari mahali ya kuingilia kwa mfrod. Watoto wana shida ya kuingia, mifugo pia wanashinda, wanarara nje kwa sababu hakuna mahali ya kuingilia.
Now, Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe says that individuals who escaped from the Kenya Medical Training Institute should surrender themselves to complete their quarantine period. Kagwe says that the said individuals are prone to stigmatization and urged Kenyans who know their whereabouts to weed them out. This comes after the country recorded 7 more cases of coronavirus infections, taking the total number to 303.
This video showing persons who are placed under mandatory quarantine escaping from the Kenya Medical Training Institute has placed the Ministry of Health in a tight spot. Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe has directed the said persons to surrender themselves or risk stigmatization from the public.
It is therefore imperative and important that you call the police and let them know that individual XYZ was in quarantine and is now hiding in house number 10 or house number 12 at Umoja or Buruburu or wherever else. Because if they do not surrender themselves back, then they render themselves to all kinds of things, including being mobbed by people, and taken there by force.
There are fears that they could pose a risk to other Kenyans following the government's directive that anyone who may have been exposed to COVID-19 be isolated for 14 days.
So those of you out there, those Kenyans who know of an individual who was in quarantine, and you know them, who was in quarantine, who is now proposing that you should be living normally with them, that individual is going to cost you very, very highly. That individual could end up killing your child.
However, Kagwe failed to say how many escaped from the facility, as the ministry plans to widen their surveillance in search for the said individuals.
That it is not possible for people to simply walk out of an institution that has got security forces, that has got people charged with the responsibility of ensuring that people stay within the quarantine facilities. But more importantly, it is very difficult to fathom how an individual who knows very well they are not in prison. Quarantine facilities are not prison facilities.
Elsewhere, 57 people have been placed under mandatory quarantine in Meru County. The said 57 individuals were arrested for flouting the Ministry of Health regulation against the spread of COVID-19.
I therefore want to call on all counties to ensure continuity of health services without losing sight of the corona epidemic.
This comes even as Kenya confirms 7 positive COVID-19 cases from 707 samples tested, taking the total to 303.
Having tested 707 samples, we have 7 persons who have tested positive to the disease, those being Kenyans as a whole. We don't have any foreigners in those figures.
Kagwe said mass testing is ongoing as there are 25,000 testing kits deployed that he says will test 250,000 people by the end of June. The ministry now wants county governments to ensure that the disease has not spread even further, as the country has already surpassed the 300 mark. Abdiaziz Hashim, Ebru TV, Nairobi County.
Now, quarantined persons at the Kenya Medical Training College here in Nairobi have accused the government of failing to provide a favorable environment for them, a move that they say has necessitated some of them to escape. Part of the reasons they cite include huge accommodation fees and sharing of resources, which is likely to expose them to COVID-19. Our reporter Jeff Haemba spoke to one of the quarantined persons and filed the following report.
At the Kenya Medical Training College in Nairobi, life according to those quarantined is very hard. Yes. Many of those we managed to contact say they have been here for the past 1 month after landing in the country. Some have never seen nor interacted with their family members, even as they struggle with what they term are poor living conditions.
There's nobody, no single person from the government who has ever come to this facility to even inspect on how people are living here. Even the CS himself, they don't know. He doesn't know how the facilities look like.
Zachary Orina, one of those quarantined, says a part of the reason as to why people are looking for the ways to escape is being left for long without being tested, with the cost of keeping them at the facilities ballooning each passing day.
The people who escaped from the KMTC, they are not the people on mandatory quarantine like for our group, like the people who came from abroad. The people, rumors has it, but because I didn't see, so I cannot certify that, yeah, indeed the people escaped, but we saw also from the media that people escaped. They are the people who were brought in from the police cells. These are the people who decided to jump the walls and run away. We saw like 2 buses coming in carrying people, and these people, some of the people, they had no shoes, you know, they were brought from different police cells. We saw from a distance, but for our side, today they are taking the roll calls.
Zachary has been tested twice for COVID-19 and was found to be negative. Things took a different turn for him after one person in the facility was found to be positive, and thus the quarantine period was extended.
Life is so challenging, and for meeting my family, we Skype. The way now we are Skyping with you, so we do Skype and try to see how the family is doing. And I try to give them hope that maybe soon and very soon I'll be joining them. That is the hope we have, because we don't know when we are going home. Wow. Because now, like today, we'll be doing a test. Again, if there will be another positive case, again, they will be telling us that, you know what, you need to extend for the day. So we don't know until when.
This week, the other tests shall be administered on all those in quarantine. And should one person turn positive, Zachary and the others will spend an extra 14 days in quarantine. He says it might be difficult for the government to combat the virus because of the manner in which they are treated, and especially the sharing of the facilities, including utensils. These are the beddings and the toilets they use.
We are sharing the washrooms. We are queuing to do our temperatures together, and we are queuing to get our foods. But the government also need to do their part, or the KMTC management, they need to do their part also. We have workers who are coming from outside, and they are working. They are the one cleaning our toilets, cleaning our rooms. They go to Kibra, they take the public matatus. Some of them, they don't have any protective gear. Some of them, they don't use masks. Some of them, you will find them walking around, they don't have gloves. And they're mingling with us.
Another worry for the quarantined persons is the cost, which is 2,000 Kenyan shillings per day. And for Zachary, his bill is likely to surpass the 50,000 Kenyan shillings mark for the 29 days he has been at the KMTC. Those unable to raise their funds are forced to surrender their passports or even important documents like vehicle logbooks or title deeds. Some of the receipts we managed to get indicate that some are paid amounts ranging from 32,000 Kenyan shillings to 96,000 Kenyan shillings for those quarantined together with their family members. Reporting for Ebru TV, I'm Jeff Khaemba.
Well, the Council of Governors has asked the national government to add measures that will ensure that those quarantined remain in their centres for the period recommended by the Ministry of Health. Governors also want the government to widen the scope of those classified as essential services providers to enable research to be done on the deadly virus.
We therefore urge the Minister of Interior and the Minister of Health, in collaboration with the Inspector General, to put in place stringent security measures to minimize cases of individuals escaping from quarantine facilities. This will ensure that those in quarantine complete their 14 days period recommended by the Ministry of Health. I'm happy to report that as today, we have additional 5 testing centers, bringing a total to 10, including where we are.
I want to ask national government that universities, particularly departments of medical sciences and biomedical science, should be declared essential service, and those departments should be open in the universities so that they can engage on research, even to locally develop testing media, rapid testing media, sample collection tools, so that going forward as a country, we can now begin producing these things locally.
Now, as the country continues to grapple with the effects of the novel coronavirus, which has brought economies of most, if not all countries to their knees, a huge chunk of Kenyans are facing the new norm of having to make tough survival choices of whether or not to buy food or pay rent. Now, Kenyans have been waiting for the magical words on rent by the president, but that has not happened.
Meet 38-year-old Stephen Amboko. Steve is a man on the run.
The fear which I always hear from people hapa ndani huanga wanachomelea milango. So we can imagine nyumba yako imechomelewa, you can never get in.
The father of two who resides in Kawangware 46 is afraid that he might be rendered homeless due to rent arrears.
Kwa saizi ndio niko na arrears ya this month and I'm scared my family wanaweza kuja watolewe nje.
He is one of the millions of Kenyans who are casualties of the economic shutdown.
Mtu uingia kwa nyumba akijua anaweza manage kulipa. Situations zina change. You don't know of tomorrow, which nobody knew about corona. It's going to take place in the whole world.
Steve says he sat pensively and followed the president's morning address on radio, hoping for a waiver on rent.
That is a private sector, anabidi aongee because he is final. He is the president.
But it did not come.
Lakini hatuwezi tukaweka sheria kwa sababu tuwasema hii ni mali ya wenyewe. Sisi kama serikali tuwafanya yale ambayo tunaweza kufanya.
According to President Kenyatta, he cannot interfere on the rent discussion.
Tafadhalini tuwe watu ambao wana huruma kwa wenzao. Na tuchukue nafasi hii ya kujionyesha ya kwamba kweli sisi ni wana wa Mungu, ya kwamba tuko na hiyo utu na hiyo huruma kwa wenzetu wakati huu mgumu.
Now leaving Kenyans on the mercy of landlords.
Landlord mwenyewe ni no nonsense. Vile nishaiongea naye once twice kwa simu, ni mtu mwenye anytime anaweza kukuthrow out.
It is a discussion that continues to be on the mouths of many, for the raising mixed reactions.
Rent ni biashara. Huyo mwenye hizo nyumba anakula hizo nyumba, analisha watoto hizo nyumba na analipa school fees na hizo nyumba. Kwa hivyo mtu alipe rent.
Kama ni landlords waelewane na tenants vizuri, waone pia kuna shida na wajaribu kuelewana.
Lakini nimechukua loan kutumia hii kununua, nimenunua shamba, nimejenga na hiyo ndio nalisa watoto yangu. Wakikosa kulipa sisi wote tutakufa. So, to get the daily living, they should pay the house rent.
Just last week, a lobby group under the banner I Stand With Kenya threw a spanner in the works and told Kenyans not to fulfill their rental obligation.
And the Landlords and Tenants Association of Kenya, LATAK, directs all tenants not to pay rent until President Uhuru Kenyatta orders business to resume normal operations.
Tenants, tafadhali kule mliko, hiyo pesa yako kaa nayo, usipatiane kwa landlord. Kwa sababu saa hizi cases zimeingia 19 counties. After next week, maybe it will be the whole of Kenya. Now, who is going to give you food?
But in the midst of the discussion, Steve says all he needs is a job so that he can take care of his family.
I love my family. That's why I just took this decision. Nipate kama naweza saidika kwa njia hii ama ile. Sio ati nataka kifedha, but nisaidike tu kwa njia nyingine. Kama kazi naweza tafutiwa ya kunisaidia nijikimu kimaisha, naweza ishukuru sana.
Now, the government has put a partial lockdown in Mandera County, making it the 5th county with cessation of movement. According to Interior CES Dr. Fred Matiang'i, the ban into and out of Mandera County, effective from today, is due to the rising cases of coronavirus in the county, which now stand at 8, with Health CES Mutahi Kagwe saying that the latest 2 cases are urban refugees.
CS Matiang'i says that there shall be no movement by air and road into and out of the county, which is on partial lockdown for an initial period of 21 days and will then be reviewed. Mandera is the first county to report cases of people escaping from mandatory quarantine under unclear circumstances.
Now, this is a dangerous situation because, as you are well aware, Mandera has a lot of is a corner county with neighbors on two sides, and is also affected by travel from other parts of the country. Therefore, as part of the containment measures, the government has today directed restriction of movement into and out of Mandera County.
The 32 were out of 66 passengers who were placed in quarantine at a facility in Elwak after traveling from Nairobi last Wednesday. The bus was intercepted by officers on its arrival at around 8 p.m. after breaking the directive by President Uhuru Kenyatta that there shall be no movement out of or into Nairobi. In his daily brief to the nation, Health CS Mutahi Kagwe warned that any slight misbehavior among Kenyans will speed the spread of the highly contagious COVID-19.
Initially, it may move at a slow pace, but as we have also seen in countries such as Spain and Italy, it takes on such frantic speed that even the most developed of nations cannot catch up with it. Between March 18th and 25th, a span of 1 week, the cases in Spain grew fivefold. Given these realities, the general sentiment of comfort we are witnessing is severely misplaced.
Mandera now joins Kilifi, Nairobi Metropolitan, Mombasa and Kwale, which also have cessation of movement orders in place in a bid to curb community-based COVID-19 infections. Winnie Lubembe for Ebru TV.
Now, as the government devises several ways of curbing the spread of coronavirus, a group of youth have joined the bandwagon by improvising other means of reaching to members of the public, where they sanitize them and sensitize them about the measures to be taken to contain the virus. Our reporter Jeff Haemba visited Gikomba Market, where two brothers have won the hearts of many by branding a motorcycle with COVID-19 messages, besides providing free water and sanitizers.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. And so it is for these great minds, Babu and his brother Papa, who are utilizing all the possible avenues by informing the members of the public about the deadly coronavirus. The two brothers, who are university graduates with a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering, have branded their bicycle to the core with COVID-19 safety measures messages.
Since Corona started, we've never seen that keen sensitization about this disease.
Kitu ya kwanza, kuna mahali tulipitia tukaona kuna mahali watu hawana hiyo richi hizo to sanitize.
Papa and Baba have won the hearts of the many Kenyans after taking the initiative to educate their neighbors, street children, and also in market centers.
Hii area iko na machokora wengi, street kids.
Then tukaamua tutengeneze kitu ta reach out na kwa wase.
So tukakaa chini tukaona ni nini tunaweza saidia community kulingana na uwezo wetu. Hii pikipiki imebeba vitu mingi. Ukiangalia lebo yake ni Yamaha, lakini iko na spare ya mashini zote mpaka ya posho miliko hapo.
Na as student tunafanya electrical engineering. Kwa assemble stuff na tukaweka time kwa hiki kitu. Unajua kila kitu tunafanya time.
Ukiangalia kama vile soko iko overcrowded na sisi tuko labda tu wawili tunajaribu kusensitize. Ijangharimu sana. It's around sema 60 to 50. Cause kuna vitu zingine nilihave kununua mpya kama hiyo public address speaker.
In groups, they make trips around the town and make stopovers at specific places, reminding the residents to clean their hands and maintain hygiene.
There are some people there that they call you chokora, they call you, and even for us, we have families somewhere. So can you imagine someone's dad is being called some insults? Yeah. So there are challenges like those ones, buying the materials.
Hawa vijana na watakia kila laheri, waendelee hivyo hivyo venye mlete maji hapa kwa wingi, hapa kwa mboga. Unaona hapa tunauza mboga, lazima maji iko hapa, mlete na sanitizer. Juu hata pesa kununua sanitizer hatuna.
Apart from this, the two brothers also make face masks of different shapes and designs. Women bras are the essential parts that produce nice face masks, a process that only takes less than 5 minutes.
You can make a mask using anything. So for this mask, it normally takes 3 minutes. We are students of the ghetto. Wow. So this thing does not require any education, provided you can see, feel, or touch. And for us here, it's around 10 minutes. Now you see now for this bra. It's no longer a bra. It's no longer a bra. It's a bra, it fits the boobs. And that notion of thinking, oh, it's a bra, it's a pampas that you are wearing. And these materials, they are here with us. We found them locally.
Besides the face masks, they also make personal protective equipment.
When you look at this PPE, it's the one that the doctors are using all over the world. All over the world. And these materials, they are here with us. We found them locally. But now you see, the problem with our government is one thing. They have fear to try. What they forgot is that even China, our importers, even China, they try. Mimi kitu ningependa kuambia viongozi wetu, vile mnakaa huko kwa ofisi, not everything yenye iko kwa ground. The last time I saw you, mimi nilikuona ukikuja kuniomba kura yangu. But since uonge kwa ofisi, so far sasa yule tunaongea sasa hivi wewe uko quarantine. Lakini kuna watu hawawezi manage kukaa quarantine. Na wewe kama kiongozi unaona kuna watu wako na idea kama hizi. Kama wewe huwezi kaa quarantine, in one way or another, try to help creative people like us. Wenye tunaweza enda huko mashinani tukurepresent, tufanye nini. And apart from kukurepresent, pia tuna educate society na nini. Kwa sababu so far, the last time we saw you, the last time we saw our leaders, Kenya mzima, ilikuwa ni nobody can stop reggae. Na sahi reggae vile imestop, hatuwaoni tena.
Since the coronavirus hit Kenya, the two have engaged in many business ideas, not limited to the personal protective equipment, in line with the caution issued by the Health Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe to keep a social distance as well as sanitize their hands as much as possible. As the coronavirus pandemic continues to hit so hard the world, Papa and Babu feels that there is much to be done to contain the virus, which has so far killed thousands of people across the world. Reporting for Ebru TV, I'm Jeff Haimba.
Well, thank you, Jeff Haimba, for that. At 32 minutes past the hour, time now for a very short break. We'll be back with more news. Welcome to the program. Thanks for staying with us. Professor Ken Walibora Waliaula has been buried today at his Trans Nzoia home. Walibora, who is well known for his authentic art of literature, met his death a week ago under circumstances that are now under police investigations. Walibora's lifeless body was found at the Kenyatta Hospital mortuary after days of search. His burial was attended by 15 people as per the guidelines of the Ministry of Health to curb the spread of COVID-19. Now, the renowned author was a silent hero whose deeds were best seen from his literary works from the 90s, such as Siku Njema, Kidagaa Kimemwozea, amongst others. Despite his sudden departure, a section of authors in the country now want the state and respective education stakeholders to remember him as a hero who fought for literature as well as the safety of authors in the country. Our reporter Melia Kisienya met one of his close friends, Tom Nyambeka, who walked through the literary path with late Ken Walibora.
Throughout his literary works that traversed worldwide, Ken Walibora's life could only be described best from his literature. However, little was known about the renowned author. Walibora, according to many, lived a very low life, and even his very close friends could hardly tell about his personal life. Tom Nyambeka was one among the very few friends who revolved around the life of the late Walibora, and to him, Walibora was very secretive but very humble.
Lakini mambo ya kifamilia alikuwa akiishi hazungumzi. Alikuwa msiri. Ken aliyekuwa akimjua zaidi naye alikufa ni nani? Omar Marijan. Naye alikufa 2014 nadhani hapa Avenue Hospital Westlands.
Nyambeka, head principal at Al-Ansaru group of schools in Eastleigh in Nairobi County, is a product of the late Ken Walibora's literary works. From his guide, Nyambeka is currently at a count of 40 books he has drafted that are currently used in the current curriculum.
Aliweza kulea kipaji changu. Mimi nikiwa katika shule za upili niliweza kusoma kitabu chake ambacho kinajulikana sana kwa jina Siku Njema. Nikawa na uwengu wangu na moyo wa kuweza kuja kuwa mwandishi katika siku za usoni ili kuweza kumuiga yeye, na alhamdulillah kwamba ninapozungumza sasa hivi mimi nimeweza kuandika vitabu katika taifa lake.
However, as Nyambeka explains, Walibora's death that is still yet to be unveiled by the DCI officers and under what circumstances he might have died from still remains a big threat to the authors who play a great role in the literary field.
Hili ni pigo na pengo kubwa sana kwa kizazi hiki na kizazi kijacho, kwa sababu sidhani kwamba tutakuja kupata mtu ambaye kwanza alikuwa mpole, alikuwa mtu ambaye ana ueledi mpana katika lugha ya Kiswahili, na kutokana na safu ya vitabu vingi ambavyo aliandika vinafanywa katika shule zetu za upili hadi wakati huu.
Walibora, who was buried today in Trans Nzoia, will also be remembered for his efforts in pushing for the use of the Swahili language in schools, terming the move as owning what Kenya and the East Africa is popularly known for.
Waandishi wanakuja kukumbukwa baada ya kifo chao. Nasema hivi kwa sababu Profesa Ken sijawahi kumuona akishirikishwa kwenye mkataba wowote. Alipokuwa hai sikuona akishirikishwa. Kwa mfano, tuna vitengo mbalimbali ambavyo vinahitaji michango ya wapenzi wa Kiswahili katika taifa la Kenya, lakini wanaofanya shughuli hizo ni watu wengine.
For the authors fraternity in Kenya, including those who work closely with the late Walibora, a chance for the government to remember his works and the safety of the remaining writers will be the only way to continue lighting up the path of the literary works in the country.
Naomba serikali kwa insafu, sisi wataalamu wa Kiswahili, sisi wapenzi wa Kiswahili, waweze kuharakisha uchunguzi wa kifo cha Profesa Walibora, ndipo sisi tuweze kutulia. Hata kama ametuacha, tuanze kuona kwamba wataalamu wana haki katika taifa la Kenya.
Walibora has left behind a widow and 2 daughters in the United States of America. Miliki Senyafu, Ebru TV.
We pray that God comforts his family during this time of need. I have to add that his death is quite personal to some of us. Now, members of Nakuru County Assembly have now rolled out foul play in the death of the outspoken Naivasha MCA Karanja Mburu, who died in a road accident. This follows a post-mortem which indicated that the Lakeview MCA died from massive internal bleeding following the Sunday morning accident along the Nairobi-Nakuru highway. There had been questions from several quarters over the death of the youthful MCA, who was a major critic of Nakuru County government. The accident occurred after his car veered off the road near the Diatomite Center and rolled several times before crashing into a tree, leading to his death. According to Kabazi MCA Dr. Peter Mbae, on the impact, the deceased fractured 6 ribs, which in turn ruptured his liver and lungs. Mbae, who is chairing the burial committee, added that Mburu also dislocated his right arm and lost a lot of blood after the accident. Burial plans are ongoing, with a few people expected to attend.
We are going to allow the church. We have nominated 7 people from government, 2 representatives from the County Assembly of Nakuru, 1 representative from the executive side of Nakuru, 2 pastors, our national leaders from Nakuru who may wish to attend, and we will leave about the other slots to the family. We, however, have made arrangements for live transmission, which is going to be done live on Nakuru TV. We are going to ask them, it's our local TV here. We'll be requesting them to be here so that they can air it live, and all of us, hundreds and thousands of people across the country and beyond, will be able to watch the burial live on that day.
Karanja happened to be the chair of the Committee of Disaster Management and Humanitarian Assistance, and on behalf of the county government, I have been sent here by His Excellency Lee today to represent the county government, and the whole of the county government is mourning Honorable Karanja because of his passion. He had a lot of passion in disaster, and we have come here to condole with his family.
Interior Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i has today received voluntary contributions totaling to 6.2 million shillings from the chairpersons, CEOs and members of staff of various commissions and independent offices on behalf of the Kenya COVID-19 Emergency Response Fund Board. The delegation presenting the check was led by Dr. Jane Kiringai, the chairperson of the Commission on Revenue Allocation.
We are working from home, our teams are busy, but in the event that we are called upon, we are available and happy to support the government conquer this crisis. We believe that if we work together, we can conquer the pandemic.
If there's one thing that has characterized Kenya since independence, is the spirit of Harambee and pulling together at all times. In fact, to be absolutely honest from a public policy point of view, I am very saddened because recently, because of certain things we have been doing, we have introduced very bad words in our public sector lexicon, like free primary education, free maternity. There's nothing free. It is subsidized. And we started at independence, build huge schools using the Harambee method, organized ourselves and carried ourselves along. Immediately the Muzungu left, we dusted ourselves and carried ourselves along and moved with our country forward. As a country, we have always learned the spirit of standing together and behaving as a family. And every time we have a challenge such as we do right now, we come together.
Now, the county government of Nakuru has unveiled a new voucher system that will enable over 100,000 residents affected by adverse economic effects of COVID-19 benefit from medical and relief food supplies. Governor Lee Kinyanjui says his administration, which is rolling out the program in collaboration with the Kenya Red Cross, will conduct in-depth vetting and thorough background checks before issuing the vouchers to orphans and vulnerable children, the physically challenged, elderly and heads of households who had lost their employments and incomes due to the effects of the pandemic. Now, this is how we wrap it. Ebru Television joined other local media houses in thanking frontline workers and especially medics in the fight against coronavirus. The gesture is part of the SARS Sita campaign, an initiative of the Kenya Editors Guild, the National Nurses Association of Kenya, and the Kenya Medical Association. Every Wednesday afternoon, people have been asked to pause and clap for healthcare providers, journalists, police officers, and others in the front line as a sign of solidarity with the important work that they are doing. Have a look.
Broadcast. Thank you for staying with us here on the program. You are watching Ebru Television. It's afternoon and noon. We are celebrating the healthcare workers who are on the front line in the battle against COVID-19 pandemic in the country. Of course, the government is coming up with measures to ensure that they don't become patients even as they attend to Kenyans or even foreigners who are affected by the pandemic here in the country. We are taking time to appreciate them. We are taking time to say thank you for sacrificing their lives, for ensuring that they stand up to time, they stand up to the pandemic, and they keep us safe here on the broadcast. And equally, this is, of course, a live broadcast that includes also our other workers who are stationed outside the studio in association with the healthcare workers. And we say thank you to our nurses, thank you to our doctors, thank you to the healthcare providers who are part and parcel of this entire fight against the pandemic in the country. And what you're seeing on the screens are the staff here on Ebru Television who have managed to come outside our studio in our compound to ensure that we celebrate our healthcare workers. We say thank you, we say asante sana, we say thank you so much for sacrificing your lives, for dedicating your time, for being at the forefront, for being our frontline soldiers in the fight against COVID-19 pandemic in the country. It's an appreciation. But of course, this afternoon is also live broadcasted on other media outlets and stations across the country, across the landscape. We are celebrating the men and women who are on the front line in the fight against COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you so much. Your time is appreciated. Your selfless, of course, worthy time is appreciated. Thank you so much. And we say asante sana to our healthcare workers and providers in the country in the fight against COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you.
Every Wednesday at midday, we unite in clapping for the heroes and heroines among us.
And of course, we do it here again. If you're a frontline worker in the fight against coronavirus and you got to miss that, here is a special thank you to you. That is Wycliffe, the camera guy you've just seen, the guy who does the magic on the camera. On my far left is KK, the sound guy. And then we have John here, the guy who does all the beautiful, beautiful graphics that you see them. Suleiman, the guy swinging the camera right there. You can see him, the guy who does the magic with the jib. And then on my right, I have Teresia, who also does sound, and then our sign language interpreter doing it in a special way, like she always does. So this is for you, the frontline worker in the fight against COVID-19. If you're a doctor, a nurse, generally if you're a medic or a fellow journalist, or even a police officer who's ensuring that people are following the law and doing it while within the confines of the law, I have to insist on that. You're a police officer enforcing law and order within the confines of the Constitution and the law. This is a special thank you to you. Asante sana.